Hi, it's Marieta. Thanks a lot for tuning in. In this video, I want to focus on what to expect at E2 visa interview at the US Consulate. So if you're someone who is actually applying for E2 investor visa and you are about to attend that visa interview, definitely watch this video till the end. Now, if you are new here, welcome, make sure to subscribe. And I also want to mention I do have E2 visa program that is currently on sale. You can access the program below in description this video. And let's talk about today's topic. How do you prepare for E2 visa interview so your E2 visa is actually approved? So the first thing I always recommend to my clients is to read the entire documentation. Many embassies are these days requiring that you submit everything electronically, meaning you apply for DS-160 and then you actually send email with attachment. Many times it's limited to 70 pages. So if this is the case, what you want to do when you go for your interview, you're going to read entire documentation because there can be usually time frame about 2-3 months from the day you apply till you go actually for interview, or even longer. And if that's the case, you don't want to wait and forget all the information, right? So you want to remind yourself all the details. So I would definitely read the business plan. I would be familiar with the future projections. All the data from your business plan you should know and be aware, so you can actually easily answer the questions, right? So the first thing is to print the entire documentation that you're going to bring with you, and then you're going to read it. You can do it night before your interview, so you remember all the details from the DS-160, your business plan, future projection, all the data, you understand everything, right? Then usually they ask you things like, why did you start this business? What are your future projections with this business? Do you plan to hire any employees? Now, how do you answer these questions? First of all, you should understand that E2 visa is actually non-immigrant visa. So that being said, you should not have intention to immigrate, even though you are actually starting a business and it can be expensive. Maybe you sold all your properties back home and now you are reinvesting everything to United States. Still, you should answer the questions that you do not need to stay in United States, because that would be breaching that status. Your E2 visa will allow you to move to United States, live there, manage the business, but then once the business is done, you need to return back home. And if you want to upgrade E2 visa to green card, you can check out my program. There is a free training below in description where I talk about how you can upgrade from E2 to a green card. Now, so if they ask you, do you intend to stay and live in the United States permanently, you should answer no, because you don't intend with this type of non-immigrant visa type, right? If you are applying for a green card, that's a different story. It's an immigrant visa category. In that case, you can answer, yes, I intend to live and reside in the United States permanently, not with E2 visa. The next question they probably gonna ask you is legal source of your funds. So make sure you understand that you need to explain where the money, the investment, E2 visa investment is from, right? So if you have E2 visa investment from your saving, you want to explain that. If you have, even though you are mentioning this in the application, still you want to be able to articulate. If they ask you the question, you don't want to suddenly freeze and be like that sounds like you don't even know where the funds are from, and this is very suspicious answer, right? So you want to make sure you know how to properly answer that. Then they're going to ask you, how do you intend to grow this business, right? Like, let's say in 3 to 5 years. For that purpose, again, future projections are great, but you want to make sure that this is also realistic, because keep in mind at some point you might want to extend your visa, and if there is a big discrepancy between what's really going on, how you were able to grow this business versus what was your future projection, they might even question that. So you want to keep it realistic, especially when you are first time applying for E2 visa, right? Now, they might also ask you anything related to your business activities, like, is this business real and operational, or is it speculation, right? In other words, is it is the business profitable already? They will check the marginality requirement. I talk a lot about marginality requirement, and therefore you want to make sure that your business is not marginal. So that means that it's generating more than minimum living expenses for yourself and your family if the family is coming with you, right? And again, this is something that every entrepreneur needs to be aware of, because you should build a business that is going to be profitable and eventually is going to grow, and eventually you can hire people. You don't have to hire employees right away, but eventually you want to do that as you are expanding and growing the business. Okay, so these are the most frequently asked questions. If you are someone who is applying through the US Consulate, and before you actually apply for change of status in the United States at the USCIS, they might actually ask you about that as well, because they want to make sure that you did not breach your status in the United States. Typically, people come to the United States under B visa and they change it from B visa to E visa, right? And you want to make sure that you will be able to answer this properly, because if there is suspicion that you were entering the country under B visa with intention to work in the United States, that is actually breaching the status itself. So you carefully need to answer it. And if they ask you if you were working while you were under B visa, obviously the answer is no, because otherwise working means breaching the status. Now the paradox is, how can you build a business and not work? There's a difference between building a business, actually investing, meaning starting LLC, opening account, buying, for example, everything you need, investing in all your startup costs, right? Maybe renting a property or leasing office, etc., getting a car, whatever you need for your business, just so the business become active. This is all legal and it's okay, and you can do that under B visa, but you should not be actually working, making money under B visa while you are residing in the United States temporarily. So keep that in mind. Okay guys, so if you need more help, check out my program, E2 visa program, link is below. And also, if you need a consultation, there is a link, you can book it below this video. Thank you so much for tuning in. Stay tuned for upcoming videos, and I'll talk to you soon.